to my remarkable, determined, positive, wonderful women inside and out. And you are. And I want you to know more than anything else that the success you desire is attainable. And that's how you want to go through your business and your life, with that attitude that you're wonderful, that you're incredible, that you're positive, that you're determined, and that the success you desire is attainable. There's no other way to go through your business. There really isn't. You know, I want to say that it's perfectly natural. In fact, it's highly desirable to want to make money and accumulate wealth. It's a natural thing. Money is power to give your family and yourself the standard of living that you deserve and that you should have. And money is power to help the unfortunate. Money is one of the means to living life fully. And without it, that's an impossibility. You know, so you need to know that money is a desirable objective. And what's puzzling about money is the backward approach so many people use in trying to make it. Everywhere you see people with money first attitude. That's what they have, a money first attitude. Now remember, I said it's natural, in fact, desirable to want to make money and accumulate wealth, but you don't want to go through your life in your business focused on making money. Know that wanting to make it is a good thing, but focusing on making it is not so good. Because everywhere you see people with a money first attitude, those people will not be successful at anything. And those people have very little money that have a money first kind of attitude. And why? Well, simply this. People with money first attitude become so money conscious that they forget money can't be harvested unless they plant the seeds that grow the money. You got to plant money seeds to grow money. And the seed of money is service. The seed of money is service and being people first attitude. That is the seed of money, service and a people first attitude. That's why put service first is an attitude that creates wealth. That's the only attitude that creates wealth. Put service first and money will take care of itself, and I promise you that. You know, I remember traveling in my Cadillac and traveling to Fredericton, New Brunswick, and I was really low on gas, so it was time to go and get a gas fill-up. And I stopped at an ordinary looking but surprisingly very busy service station. It was just ordinary looking, but boy, was it busy. And 4 minutes later, I knew why this particular service station was so popular. After filling my car with gasoline and checking under the hood and cleaning the outside of my windshield, the attendant walked around to my side of the car and he said, "Pardon me, ma'am. It's been kind of a dusty day," he said. "Let me clean the inside of your windshield," he said. And quickly and efficiently, he did a thorough job of cleaning the inside of my windshield. Something not one service station attendant in the many hundreds that I've been to ever did. You know, this little special service did more than improve my night visibility, and it improved it a lot. It made me remember this service station. And it so happened that every chance I got, I stopped at that station. And each time I got more service than I expected to get. And interesting was the fact that each time I stopped, there were other automobiles filling up just like I was. It was always a crowded service station, no matter what time of the day or night. And I think of all the business they got from me, that one gasoline station because they put themselves out. They made me feel important, and they made me feel special. And I told everybody I knew about this service station if they were going that way. So I'm sure I sent a lot of business that way as well. You know, they put their business first is what they did. Or they put service first. That's what that gas station did. And that's why they were busy pumping gasoline when other stations looked almost deserted. There was one across the street. It never had anyone there. Well, the difference was obvious. It was service. And it was obvious that the service was paying off in profits. And service does pay off in profits. When the attendant on my first visit cleaned the inside of my windshield, he was planting a money seed. He was planting a money seed. When I went to an appointment, there were 4 things on my mind. When I went to do an appointment, there were 4 things on my mind. And first of all, before I say what they were, I want you to know that everyone you meet forms an impression of you by your words and by your actions. By your words and by your actions. Every person you meet. So I understood that. I knew that. So when I went to do an appointment, there were 4 things on my mind because I understood the importance of planting money seeds. I understood the importance of that. The first thing was I knew that I had to focus on remembering the hostess's name, and if there were other people there, their names. Because when you address people by their name, you indicate that you're interested in them, and you show them that they're important to you. That's what you do when you call people by name. And I'll tell you what I've learned is people love to hear their name. It just opens people up. They love to hear their name. The second thing is I learned was to be likable. Be likable. Compliment people on things such as their home, their decorating, their outfit, their children, anything about them that you can compliment, sincerely compliment them. Makes you very likable and draws people to you. The other thing is ask questions. People love to talk about themselves. They love to talk about themselves. You know, you can say, well, how long have you lived here? Or where do you work? How long have you been there? What do you enjoy most? What is your favorite color? What are you looking to learn tonight? Whatever. Ask questions. People love to talk about themselves. And it shows that you're interested in them. And it shows that they're important to you. The third thing is be a comfortable person to spend time with. Be a comfortable person to spend time with. You know, I always went to an appointment to make a friend. That was forefront in my mind. I wanted to go and make a friend. And when I left, I wanted people feeling, wow, I liked her. She's really great. That's how I wanted them to feel about me. And guard against the impression that you know it all, that you know it all. Humble yourself with people. Never act like you know it all and that they know less than you. Never act like that. And the fourth thing is, I never went to an appointment with dollar signs in my eyes because I knew the difference. Yes, I knew it was normal and natural to want to make money and want to have wealth. But in order to have that happen, it couldn't be forefront on my mind. What had to be forefront on my mind was people and service. So I went to make sure that people had an enjoyable time, and I wanted to make a positive difference with people there. So that's why I was complimentary, likable. And I realized something that we all hear, and that is that everyone has a sign around their neck that says, make me feel important. Make me feel important. They don't care how you feel, but how you make them feel is very important. You need to understand, to make money, and I mean lots of it, then you have to get the put service first attitude. You have to get the put service first attitude, or the put yourself out attitude, or the put people first attitude. When you do that, money takes care of itself. Money will take care of itself. You know, customers will buy more from you. Consultants will work harder. Associates will want to learn from you. Your meetings will get bigger, and your consultants will want to bring guests to meet you because you make people feel important. When you make people feel important, customers will bring people to you. Consultants will work harder. When you make them feel important, your associates will want to learn from you. Your meetings will get bigger because they'll want to be around you. By making them feel important, you are planting money seeds through being a service first person kind of person. You're becoming a money seed planter is what you're doing. And that's vital. That's vital for success. Vital. You know, I remember Mary Kay talking one time, and she said, quote unquote, excuse me, I got a frog in my throat. When someone enters my office, she said, it's important that I create an atmosphere conducive to friendly, comfortable communication. I find that this is most easily accomplished, she said. She said, when I remove the physical barrier of an office desk. She said, that desk represents authority, and it tells the person sitting on the other side that I am in a position to tell them what they must do. So she said, I get rid of that. I'd rather come across as a friend, not as a boss. You want to come across as a friend, not a boss. And so she said, we sit on a sofa and discuss our business in a more relaxed environment. And isn't that what you want to do? Sit on a sofa and talk to people, right? Make them feel comfortable. Because when you sit at a table, it's like a desk, right? And it's like there's a barrier there. That's what it is. You know, we need to be relaxed and confident when it comes to dealing with others. Even something as obvious as using a calm tone of voice can put people at ease, and open them up to like you and to want to be around you and to want to hear what you have to say. You know, I was thinking about that, and one of the things I do is I go to the same hairdresser, not because she's the best hairdresser in the world, but from day one, she was happy, she was friendly, she called me by name, she's complimentary, she introduces me to the other people in the shop, and she created a really friendly, pleasant environment. And so I've been going there for years and years and years for that one reason, because she put people first and she has a service attitude, right? And so she gets a lot of business from me. I've sent a lot of people to her. And I've said this before, but people buy, book, and recruit, and oftentimes move up because they feel good around you and because you make them feel good, because they like you. When you make them feel good, they will like you. You know, when I went to do an interview, understanding the money planting service I went understanding absolutely that I'd be planting money seeds. And with that attitude, great things happened. I would go and I would say things like, you're going to love what I'm going to show you. You're going to love what I'm going to show you. I was always enthusiastic. I learned results come in proportion to the enthusiasm invested. And remember that. Things happen according to the enthusiasm invested. The more enthusiastic you are, the more you can make things happen. And sometimes we just need to life up everything around us. Sometimes we need to life up everything around us, like our smile, our talk, sometimes even our walk. We need to act alive and act like we're glad we're doing what we're doing. You know, talk in terms of when you get started in your business, when you take the training, when your kit arrives, when you see the money. Talk in terms of that, because that's positive assumption is what it is. And that's all people will feel is positive, and the results will be positive from that. You know, I became a good news person. Be that person, a good news person. I broadcasted good news, always had good news. No one ever accomplished anything positive telling bad news. Nobody. I don't care who you are. And so be that good news kind of person and show appreciation at every opportunity. It makes people feel important. Show appreciation at every opportunity. You know, I know how important this is, not just in business, but also in your personal life. Also in your personal life. It's so important. You know, I only ever had 2 housekeepers in my whole career. I had one for almost 20 years, and the second one I still have. And I've had her, 11, 12 years, something like that, and I still have the same one. And why? Because they like to work for me. I've only ever had one secretary. I had her for 18 years. Only ever had one, and of course we're best friends today. And why? Because she was, I understood all about the people first attitude, a service first kind of attitude. It makes a big difference. As a matter of fact, when I went on a holiday, a girls' holiday last year out of New Orleans, I went with my hairdresser, my esthetician, and my secretary, and myself. And we had a great time because I had built such a great relationship with these people. Because I know to be true that when you make someone feel important, they care about you. When you make them feel important, they care about you. And when they care about you, they do more for you, which is so true. You know, sometimes we think it's just about the technique of sales or the system of holding an interview, but it's about a lot more than that. It's about the feeling that the people feel with you, the attitude that you carry with you, and the understanding of your planting money seeds all the time. And according to those seeds you plant is either going to be a lot of money or a little money, according to those seeds you plant. You know, when I went to an appointment, a sales appointment or a recruiting appointment, I would say things like, Linda, thank you. Thank you for finding the time to see me today, or thank you for finding the time to spend with me tonight. I really appreciate it. I really appreciate it. And I'll tell you, they would blush, but the biggest smile, I mean, how long's it been since someone's really thanked anybody sincerely for just taking time, right? at an interview, you know, I would say, Linda, I really like you. I really like you. And I would love to, and this was to book an interview, and it always worked. I would say, Linda, I really like you. And I'd love to get together for about 20 minutes or so. I'd love to get together for about 20 minutes or so, as I have something I would love to run by you. I have something I'd love to run by you. I can see you Monday or Tuesday. When would be better for you? When would be better for you? It's a great way to book an interview. It's a great way to book an interview. Makes her feel good. Makes her feel important. Oftentimes I would use selective date recruiting. That's what I called it, selective date recruiting. And it's a powerful recruiting booking. And I would say something like, Linda, I always have my eyes open, looking for people I think would be great at doing what I do. Looking for people I think would be great at doing what I do. And you know what? Tonight, you're the person I've chosen. I think you'd be great at doing what I do. I think you'd be great at doing what I do. Now, I'm not looking for you to make a decision or anything like that, but I'd love to get together for about 20 minutes or so and run some things by you. Today is Sunday. I could see you Monday or Tuesday. When would be best for you? At the end of an interview, I would say things like, or to close the interview, remember, when it comes to closing an interview, you need to make the decision they're going to do it. You don't wait for them to tell you, because if you wait for people to tell you, then they close themselves and you don't get anywhere. Very few people are going to tell you they want to do it. So at the end of the interview, because I've been planting money seeds for the whole interview, you know, by speaking to her by name, by complimenting her, by talking in terms of them getting started, by assuming a yes, all of that. You know, when it came to closing, I would just say, Linda, I know this is something you would be interested in doing. And I'm glad. And I'm glad. I'm going to take you a step at a time. First of all, I'm going to get you to fill this in. And then we're going to get you to training. Training is an hour and a half a week. Can you find an hour and a half a week? Great. If she said she didn't know when she could, I'd say it's not a problem. We'll work around that. And yeah, and that was it. It was, you know, it was not a difficult thing. People follow whatever you're saying. Remember that. People will follow you. And you know why? Because you're more confident than any person you're going to meet that's not already here. And your self-esteem is higher than any person you're going to meet that isn't already here. And you need to know that. You need to know that. And when you look after people, they will look after you. I promise you that. When you look after people, they will look after you. You know, someone said, show people your heart and they'll take your hand. And I've learned that to be true. You know, when it came to selling the product, I always, at the close of the appointment, started with a compliment. I always started with a compliment. I would say, Linda, can I just say, you've got the Mary Kay glow. You look absolutely gorgeous. Or can I just say, those colors really make your eye pop. But a sincere compliment, that's how I would start my close. And then the second thing, of course, I would say is, did you enjoy yourself? I know I did. Did you enjoy yourself? And the third thing, of course, I would rub my face and I would say, how does your face feel, as I was rubbing my face? Now, I always had a mirror sitting in front of her. Always had a mirror sitting in front of her so she could see herself. And the fourth thing is, tell me, Linda, what would you like to start with tonight? And how, whatever you're offering, whatever packages you're offering, whatever you're offering. you know, when I was doing it, selling product, I'd say, Linda, tell me, what would you like to start with tonight? The basic skincare? The basic skincare with the basic glamour? The basic skincare with the basic glamour and the satin hands? And you receive the roll-up or whatever the bonus or whatever it is that you're offering. So that's what I would say. What would you like to start with tonight? And then I'd say, how do you want to pay for that? Which charge card would you like to use? Now, for some reason, someone said, oh, I think I'm just going to take a mascara and a lip gloss tonight. I'd say, you know, it's not a problem. I'd say, Debbie, that's not a problem. And then this is what I do. I just say, if money were not an issue, if money were not an issue, I can't say to her, if you weren't broke, would you use it? So I would say, if money were not an issue, would it be a product you use? And of course, most people say yes. And I say, Debbie, you know what we can do for you? Remember about the service attitude, right? About putting people first. So I'd say, I'll tell you, Debbie, what we can do is we'll find a payment plan that would work for you. How would you like that? She'd say, great. And I'd say, okay, forget about money and let's take a look. Is it the basic skincare you want to start with, or the basic skincare with the basic glamour, basic skincare, basic glamour, and the satin hands, and or everything we put on you? What would you like to start with? And whatever, and you'll find most people will start with the basic skincare and basic glamour if you're going to set up a payment plan, and sometimes they'll take everything. And when it came to booking, it was pretty simple. I would just say to her, booking a class from a facial, I would just say, Linda, we need to get together again for your second facial. We need to get together again for your second facial. I can see you next Thursday, next Wednesday or Thursday. When would be best for you? 7 or 7:30. And I had a paper that I used to fill out, date and time and all that stuff, but I'm not going to get into that tonight. It was a hostess paper that she could take home and put on her fridge. And I'd book it. And then I'd say to her, Linda, is there any reason why you couldn't share your appointment with a couple of friends? It would allow you to be a hostess, and here's what you're going to receive as a hostess. So whatever it is that you were giving away. Grow the service first attitude. Grow the service first attitude, and everything else will find its way to you. You know, when it comes to training and building up consultants, let them know that you are there for them. Let them know that you are there for them. You know, when I spoke with them, it always was, what can we do to get you started? What can we do to get you started? What can we do to move you forward? Oftentimes I would say, can I ask you a question? What can I do to help you? What can I do to help you? It might be, Linda, let's get you into your red jacket. Let's get you into your red jacket within the next 30 to 60 days. Let's get you on that seminar stage. Let's get you on that seminar stage. Or, Linda, if you knew you couldn't fail, where would you want to be in 2 to 3 months? When you've understood that you're planting money seeds in your business, then dealing with people will be a lot easier and a lot more rewarding. And money will find its way to you. Ask yourself every day, what can I do today to grow my business? To grow my business. What can I do today to make Linda feel special? Or how can I show my appreciation today to Aaron? Planting money seeds always. Planting money seeds always. You know, when I was in the Dominican Republic on my honeymoon, I had a housekeeper, who did a really great job looking after our suite, a great job. And I said to her, Julia, in all my travels, I've never had a better housekeeper. Julia, in all my travels, I've never had a better housekeeper. And of course, she blushed, which everyone does, and she said, thank you, Mrs. Stoker. And even opened the wrong door to go to get out. She opened a closet door instead of the regular door to go to get out because she was so overwhelmed with feeling good about herself, right? And the next day, lo and behold, she had picked flowers and put them in our room. And every day there were fresh flowers in our room until I left. And why is that? Because I understood put people first attitude. I understood the service attitude. Remember, praise is power. Praise is power. And praise and appreciation encourage greater performance. Praise and appreciation encourage greater performance. Praise gives value to people, is what it does. And she was putting flowers in my room every day because she was made to feel important. And she wanted to repay me by making me feel special. And that's what people do. You get back what you give. You get back what you give. You know, every year I used to get a bunch of consultants, and then when I had directors, it went from consultants to directors, but come to a cottage with me for a weekend once a year. And we had a ball. We had a ball. And it was a question and answer session. They could ask questions and I would answer them, and I invited 2 directors to come with me. We used to have, we used to get each person to pick a partner each day and get to know that person as they were swimming and talking and having lunch and whatever. And then at the end of the weekend, they stood up and they introduced their 2 partners, 2 friends they'd made that day, and they shared 1 or 2 positive qualities about them. And I'll tell you, that built those people up like something you've never seen. And then I bought a big mat, heart-shaped mat, and they would all stand on it, and I called it the dream mat. And each person that stood on it shared 1 or 2 great qualities about themselves. And they talked about their goals and what they were going to achieve. But spending personal time with people is a people first kind of attitude as well. A people first kind of attitude as well. And it made a huge, huge difference all the way around in my business. You know, I used to drop personal notes to customers, to hostesses, to my consultants, or I made personal phone calls always to new people in my team and my unit. I kept them in my hip pocket for the first 6 weeks, talking to them 3 times a week for the first 3 weeks, twice a week for the next 3 weeks, and once a week every week after that. You know, one of the things to know is if you're a leader, you can inspire people in a group, but you can only build them one-on-one with personal contact. Spending personal time. So the cottage was spending personal time. Calling them was personal time. Having coffee with them was personal time. I used to do a moving on up luncheon, or a moving on up class, and I used to hold it every 2 weeks for 6 weeks. And then once out of that 6 weeks, we had a luncheon where everybody came. And each person was able to stand up and share one or two great things about herself. Always building herself up. And I would add anything I wanted to her to make her feel good and talk about where I saw her. And I would talk about the reasons I invited them, why I invited them to take part in this moving on up class. Because I believed in them, because I either saw that they had good people skills or they had a good attitude. It was one of those two things. I knew they were willing to learn. I knew they had the ability and capability to move up in this business very quickly. Things like that. And building people up, building people up, building people up. People first, people first, people first. Remember, what you give away comes back tenfold. If you give nothing, you get nothing. You know, most people, they just want. They want to get. They want to get, they want to get, they want to get. But they forgot you must give first and keep on giving. Start giving and keep on giving. Never stop giving. Never forget that put people first or the service first attitude. And if you give to get, that's a trade-off. You want to give because you want to give. It's the right thing to do. Put yourself out. Put yourself out. You know, when you help others feel important, you help yourself feel important. Never forget that. When you help others feel important, you help yourself feel important. You know, oftentimes when we aren't getting what we want to be, getting where we want to be, it's because we're too much about ourselves. We're too much about ourselves and not enough about others. Not enough about others. Plant the seeds that grow money, appreciation, knowing their name, being complimentary, putting yourself out, letting people know that you like them. When you show them your heart, they take your hand. All of those things are very important. You know, when someone would call me complaining about someone, I would stop them right away. I would always say, you know, Linda's a pretty good person. Linda's a pretty good person. And if you have a problem, you're talking to the wrong person. You might want to call her. You might want to call her. So I never had many issues. You're only going to have issues if you give someone your ear to listen to crap. And that's not going to help them, and it's not going to help you, right? I love the story that my national shared with me. I shared it with a lot of us one time about how years ago, when you went to a director's meeting in Dallas, which they went to every month, you could book an appointment to sit and talk with Mary Kay for about 15 minutes. So she was going to talk with Mary Kay after the meeting. And she sat down in Mary Kay's office and she started complaining about a consultant in her unit who wasn't being very nice to Anne. As a matter of fact, she was talking very negatively about Anne and saying things that weren't nice about Anne. And Anne went on and on and on talking about that to Mary Kay. And finally, Mary Kay just kind of sat up, put her hand up like she'd had enough. And then Anne said, Mary Kay, she said, what would you do? And Mary Kay said, Anne, I would turn the other cheek. And Anne said to her, really frustratingly, she said, well, how many times would you turn the other cheek? And Mary Kay said, as many times as I had to. As many times as I had to. You know, life is all about people. Life is all about people. And everything we do is about people. Everything. Our life, our job, everything. It's all about people. So an exceptionally important thing to remember is the likability factor, because it will take you far faster than anything else. You know, no one is perfect. Nobody's perfect. The most human problem about human beings is they make mistakes, and lots of them. And lots of them. People are always going to screw up and make mistakes. Know that. And recognize the fact that when someone is different than you, they have the right to be different than you. They don't have to be like you. Never play God about anything. Never play God about anything. Never dislike people because their habits are different from your own, or because they prefer different clothes or religion or parties or automobiles or whatever. You know, you don't have to approve of what the other person does, but you must not dislike them for doing it or for being different, right? You know, stop trying to be a reinforcer or a reformer. Put a little more live and let live into your philosophy. Most people intensely dislike being told they're wrong, so stop doing it. That's not what we're about. That's not what life is about. You have a right to your own opinion, but sometimes it's better to keep it to yourself. Sometimes it's better to keep it to yourself. You know, how dull the world would be if people were all alike and everyone was perfect. How dull would life be, and what would you really learn anyway? You know, when you decide to think right towards people, we can always find qualities to like and even admire. We can be sensitive, we can be caring, and we can be kind. If we're going to be anything, be sensitive, be caring, and be kind, and let it show, because it helps you with your likability factor. And remember, you're planting money seeds all the time. You're planting money seeds all the time. You know, we are like TVs, and I want you to know that. Oh, I wanted to share with you a story. I love this story about compassion and sensibility. Jerry had to go to Chicago on business and persuaded his brother to take care of his cat during his absence. Jerry's brother was not a cat lover at all, but he agreed to do Jerry a favor. When Jerry returned from his trip, he called his brother to check in on his cat. The brother reported in a matter-of-fact tone, "Your cat died," and he hung up. For days, Jerry was inconsolable. Then his sadness turned to anger at his brother for being so brutally honest and insensitive. He phoned his brother. He said, "It was needlessly cruel and sadistic of you to tell me so bluntly that my poor cat had passed away." And his brother said, "Well, what did you expect me to do?" "Well," Jerry said, "you could have broken the news gradually. You could have been a little bit more sensitive and caring and kind. First, you could have said that the cat was playing on the roof. Later, you could have called to say he fell off. The next morning, you could have reported he'd broken his leg. Then when I came to pick him up, you could have told me he'd passed during the night." "Well, it's just not your style to be civilized. And I know that. And that's really unfortunate," he said. "Now tell me," he said to his brother, "how's Mama?" Well, after a long pause, a meek voice on the other end replied, "She's playing on the roof. She's playing on the roof." which means she had died too. So although his brother was insensitive, he was learning from his other brother, Jerry, the importance of being sensitive, kind, and caring with information, and the importance of the likability factor, which is really important. You know, we're all like a television set. We're all like a television set. And we all have two channels. Channel N, and channel N would be what? Channel N would stand for what? And channel P. If you're on mute, come off mute. Channel N stands for negativity, and channel P stands for positivity, is what it does.
Okay.
Okay, so we're all like television sets. And remember, the longer you stay tuned to one of those channels, channel N or channel P, the more you tend to see people through that channel. And the more we tend to become like that channel. Depends on what channel you're tuned into. Manage your thought broadcasting station. Manage your thought broadcasting station. When your thoughts turn to people, make channel P your listening habit. When thought turns to people, make channel P your listening habit. It makes a huge difference. It really does. No doubt about it. You know, from the Bible in Matthew 15:14, it says, learn that true leadership comes from serving others. Comes from serving others. Everything I've been talking about tonight. I've learned a great leader is a person who has the ability to get others to do what they don't want to do and like it. That's what Mary Kay was great at. That's what great leaders are great at. Charles Schwab, who was a very successful businessman, said, I've yet to meet someone who did not do better work and put forth greater effort under the spirit of approval or under the spirit of being made to feel good or under the spirit of being complimented. People will do better for themselves and do better by you when you do those things. You know, my mission statement has always been the same thing. Accept all things at all times without question. Accept all things at all times without question. I don't sit in judgment, just acceptance. Whatever's going on, I just accept it and keep on moving. I don't ask why. I don't question it. It's over. There's nothing I can do about it. I just keep on moving. You know, we need to be human warm is what I call it. Human warm. Human warm. And specialize in being likable and being a money seed planter. I am honestly convinced myself that every human being is important. I'm convinced of that. And I want to make them feel like that. I didn't realize by making them feel like that success would happen so rapidly. And it does. You know, and I believe that every person has the ability to achieve something. That's the other thing. And because I believed it and I understood the service first and people first attitude, great things happened. You know, I love the quote from Mary Kay, what she said. Someone said, the secret to success is to give yourself away with love And strangely enough, the more you give, the more you get. She said, all I know is what you send into the lives of others does come back into your own. Whatever it is you want to be or do, I have to tell you, you can make it happen. You can make it happen. You know, excellence is always a choice. And in saying that, I want to talk about my program because I've had a lot of people register and I've had a lot of information. Hi, Debbie, I know that you registered and many of you have. And I've had a lot of people email me about it. So I want to say that this program, there's two that have been designed, one for managers, one for those that aren't managers. The Possible Dream is for management. And the roadmap to success is for those that are working towards management. These programs are really ideas and systems that work and will help you acquire many success formulas and achieve everything that you've always wanted. Now, you can key onto my website at www.angiestoker.com and go to the courses page, and it'll tell you about these programs. The Possible Dream is $79.95 a month, and it starts Wednesday, April 17th at 7:30 p.m. And for those working towards management, it's $59.95 a month, and it's every second Sunday starting April 28th at 7:30 p.m. Plus, I do a blog consistently that you'll get from me according to what program you're on. We have a website according to what program you're on. Hi, Wendy. It's nice to see you.
Hello.
And Christine, it's great to see your face. And Debbie, it's great to see your face. And all the rest of you that I can't see, Kendra and Elizabeth and Michelle and Kim and Jamie and Katrina and Hillary. And there's so many of you. Christine, so many. So let me just say this. Let me tell you a little bit more about it, okay? The Possible Dream is going to cover many, many things for management. It's going to teach you how to let go and get focused, how to organize yourself for success, how to get wired to win, how to create a vision, how to expand your horizons, how to be able to cover topics with interest and keep an interest, how to become an influential leader, how to get rid of self-doubt and excuses. It's also going to let me show you how to be a great role model, mentor, and coach. You're going to learn what changes when your title changes and how to adapt to that. You're going to learn tips in selling the dream. You're going to learn as a manager activities to do on a daily basis, weekly basis, monthly basis, quarterly basis, and yearly basis. And you're going to learn many other things on there, how to get out of your mind and into your business, how to motivate yourself with excellence, how to help others achieve, how to discover the simplest techniques for successful leadership, how to improve in every area of your business, how to have a simple and effective training programs in all areas. I mean, I could go on and on and on, but read the program. It tells you all about it because it is quite a system that you're going to have and program you're going to have with me. But you need to get registered. You really do. And for those that are not managers, we're going to talk about what you can do to get maximum results, how to sell the product with confidence, future possibilities for yourself, how to become courageous and confident, what is a goal and how do I set one, words that work for booking, words that work for selling, words that work for recruiting, words that work to propel you forward, how to stop giving up, how to be self-motivated, how to take action, how to take charge, how to get organized, the 4-step close for sales, the words to say to overcome objections, how to guarantee facials and classes holding, how to get 100 referrals a month, booking easily and joyfully, how to be a dream doer, and I can go on and on and on. But key on to my website and you'll read more about the roadmap for success. And yes, you can take both programs. We have some people taking both programs. Managers that are taking the manager program and they're taking the one roadmap to success so that they'll learn what consultants need to know as well. So some of them are taking both and they're recommending their consultants get on, because let's face it, when your consultant learns these things and becomes more successful, you become more successful too. So that makes quite a difference. It really does. You know, I love one of the things that I heard Mary Kay say one time. She said, you are sitting on the threshold of the banquet of life and a place has been set for you. And that's how I feel about these two powerful programs that I put together for you. You know, I really do honestly feel, and I'm able to say with 1,000,000% truth, that the best thing you can do is get registered for the program. And let me help you step into the light, which is where you deserve to be. And let me show you how to get moving and keep moving and live out your dreams and finish strong consistently. And remember, the first 50 to register are going to receive a drop-dead gorgeous gift from me. And I'm going to write you a personal note. And I'm going to share with you the one word, the one magic word for success, what it is, why it is, and how it works. And for many of you that are on my 3 free webinars, you just think about what you've learned in just 3 little sessions. Imagine what you're going to acquire and be able to use in the simplest ways to grow your business in all areas, and more than anything else, to make your dreams come true. Does anyone have anything they want to say, share? I hope so. Ask, contribute.
I have a question, Angie.
Hi, Rose.
Hi. I see that these are being recorded, but
Yeah.
I haven't noticed that the last 2 have not shown up, that we can watch them or listen to them.
No,
So
they're going to be done all at the same time.
Okay, wonderful, because I like to take notes, but I can't get them all the words.
Thank you. That was my question
I hope you registered
too.
for one of the programs, Rose, because they're powerful.
No, I'm already on one of your programs right now.
Yeah.
I'm doing one.
Yeah. There's a lot of new and fresh things on the programs. Anybody else have anything they want to ask, share, say, contribute?
Angie, it's Julie Cannings calling, or on the line. I'm a senior consultant. Can I take the roadmap as a senior consultant and the other one
Yes, you can.
at the same time? You
Yes,
can take both at the same time,
Yes,
even if you're a senior. Okay, perfect.
Yeah. Have you
I'm
already
already registered for one. I am.
Get registered for the other. Absolutely.
Okay, perfect.
Because
Thank
they're
you.
different programs. And if you've been on a program before, you're going to get a lot of new, fresh, and more than anything else, simple techniques, ideas, and tools. You know, a big thing what I do is to elevate you personally, professionally, and financially with knowledge. Knowledge I know that works. Knowledge I know to be true. Because I've helped thousands and thousands of people. And it works. Works. Anybody else have anything you want to share, say, ask, contribute?
Hi, this is Hillary Grindy calling.
Hi, Hillary.
I just wanted to thank you for these seminars, and thanks Suzette for introducing me to you. I've enjoyed them.
Well, I'm looking forward to meeting you personally. I'm coming, your director is bringing me into her area next week, I believe. April 10th.
Yeah.
So I'm looking
Yes, she is, but I live in Alberta.
Oh, Alberta.
I'm
Well,
one.
I hope you're on one of my programs coming up, Hillary. You're going to love it.
I'm going to try and get on one for sure.
Yeah, you when you hang up, key onto that website, go to courses and read them and see how you feel about that. And then get
Okay,
yourself
I'll
registered.
do that.
When you look at it, it works out to less than $2 a day. to be trained by the record-breaking person. I mean, really.
And no carbon tax.
And no carbon tax. Anybody else? Have anything they want to share, ask, say?
I'd just like to say, Angie, I've really enjoyed these 3 sessions, and I'm really looking forward to the course. And this is the year I fire my boss.
Ah, good idea, Debbie. Which one did you register for?
The one for consultants.
Okay, Roadmap
Roadmap.
to Success.
Yes.
Man, oh man.
I'll register for the other one next.
Yeah, I don't bring that one. When I do one, I never bring it around again. They're always
Pardon
different.
me?
When I do one, I never bring it around again. They're always different. They're always different. Because let me just say,
Okay.
38 years of successful experience that I share. And more than anything else, when you learn technique and systems and information that works, it's an eye-opener is what it is. And it helps you not waste your time. I've taken 38 years to learn it yourself. And more than anything else, it helps you realize how simple success can really be by just
Well, I think I've told you
equipping
this
yourself.
before, but yeah, I think I've told you this before, but your story mirrors mine in a lot of ways.
Uh-huh.
And quite frankly, I could say the same thing you have. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired.
Yeah,
This-
sick and
enough
tired
is
of being sick and tired of where I'm at, and I'm going to get wings and I'm going to fly. Well, you have the opportunity to do that with what you do. You really do. And I'm looking forward to getting to know you better and helping you with that for sure. So I just want to thank everybody. This is our last free seminar for being on and for sharing. And I would love for you to jot me an email as to what you enjoyed most, what you learned, maybe what you'd like to have learned, and anything that you want to share about the program or yourself, or what you're stuck at or what you want to learn or whatever. And I would love to read it. I really would. And do they have my email?
Yeah, if anybody,
Okay.
yeah.
So you have my email, so I'll look forward to hearing from you. And other than that, when you hang up, get registered for the program, because I only have so many spots, and when that fills up, because I can only have so much room, right, on my seminars. So other than that, God bless you. And I want to share one idea with you that I just love, and it was something I used when I first started to build my business, and I had what I called a booking basket. And what I had is I had product wrapped up in beautiful paper with bows on it in this beautiful basket. And I used to have the basket sitting in the middle of the table. So when people sat down, whether it be one person or 5, it was sitting there. And everybody used to say, what's in that, or what's that? And I'd say, I'm going to tell you all about it. I'm going to show you all how to take a gift home before you go home. So they would look at it throughout the whole appointment. And then at the end of the appointment, before they left the table, before I closed them one-on-one to sell and to book interviews, before I did any of that, I would hold the basket up. And I would say, we're going to play a game. We're going to play a game. And it's called the booking game. And it's called the booking game. And each gift has a date on it. Now, I mentioned that I'm going to see you all again for a second facial. which I did mention at the beginning of the appointment and talked about it throughout the whole appointment. So I said, I mentioned that I would be seeing you all at a second facial. And I say, for each one of you, I said that would like to have, is willing to have 2 friends at your second facial, just 2, you get to take a gift home with you tonight. You get to take a gift home with you tonight. You can pick any gift that you want that's in there, but whatever gift you pick, you hold your second facial with 2 friends on the date that's on that gift. How does that sound? And they said, great. And so I let them go through the basket. I let them go through the basket and pick one. So I'd pass the basket around and they would pick one. Or I'd say, whatever one you pick, you hold your second facial on that date. And so, and they don't get to open their gift until they see me. It's really taped up well. I say, you take it home with you so you don't forget the date, and you can open it that night. You can open it that night. It was great for booking. It was really great. But in my programs, you're going to learn about, oh my gosh, I think it's 10 new booking ideas that you've not heard before, and 12 new recruiting ideas that you've not heard before, and technique for those that are in management, all kinds of things. But anyway, I forget what I was going to say, but anyway, I've loved every minute, as you can tell. This is a labor of love for me, and it really is. And for you that register for the program, I'm looking forward to getting to know you a whole bunch better, and I really am. Don't forget to email me what you learned, what you liked, what you'd like to learn, or what's holding you back. And I'd love to read it. And other than that, looking forward to getting you registered. God bless you. Have a great night. Bye, my friends.
Thank you so much.
My up and
Thank
coming
you,
record
Angie.
breakers. Bye-bye.
Good night. Thank
Bye.
you.